We're going to start a little bit with a little bit of market trends, and if I'm looking over to my left, I got a couple screens going here. I want to make sure I'm tracking along with what you're seeing. So when we look at market trends, there's always a handful of market forces in play when you really analyze what's happening in a market. One aspect is government, and we see this whole new wave of government regulations, particularly around privacy and data sharing and data access, be it GDPR or some of the current emerging regulations within the states, and I think soon to be some national regulations within the United States, as well as all the regulations that govern the sharing of personal health information, such as HIPAA and other regulatory frameworks across the world in terms of who can see your health data, where can your health data be stored, and so on and so on. So don't expect any of this to let up. That's on that side of life. But on the flip side of life, the positive aspects of a lot of these regulations, allow you as an individual to have legal rights and access to your data and determine who can see it and who can use it in what capacity. In the past, that's been the realm of big tech in terms of tracking you from MarTech and marketing tech in terms of where you're going. That's why these scary little pop-ups always show up when you're browsing. You're going to have more insight to what's happening on that side of life. So I think that's a good thing. The other aspect is technology, and technology's been rapidly advancing. We still see Moore's law with computing and computing power continuing to double at an even rapid pace. A lot of that ending up in your hands and what we carry around in our pockets. That's not going anywhere. Things are getting smaller and more powerful, and even there are a lot of devices and things that are more specialized, but again, very, very smart. And we'll talk a little bit about ambient technology as we move through the presentation. But let's not forget artificial intelligence. It's been a hot topic. One end you have folks like Elon Musk saying, danger, danger, Will Robinson, danger. But on the other side of life, you have folks saying, hey, this could be really good for humanity. And I think there's a lot of pull and tug within what's happening in the AI space. We'll talk some about where that really is and the evolution and how that applies to data. Market agility. I think everybody can attest 2020 really measured our ability to be agile in terms of our business models, in terms of how we interact with our employees, both within, quote, a protected office environment, and even how we deal with almost 100% remote workforce. Same goes with interacting and engaging with our customers. Traditional means just weren't available to us amidst all the COVID precautions and lockdowns and safer at home type policies, all for the benefit of our overall health. But it did definitely impact how we conduct business, and it forced us to really think out of the box, and not only to how we survive, but how we thrive. And that's not going away anytime soon. I don't think there's any going back to 2019. The last big trend is data is increasing at an exponential rate. I mean, this has been the trend for the last few years. We're getting to the point, and again, we'll address this a little more in detail as we go through some of the specific trends. But we're getting to the point of almost 500 exabyte of data being produced every day. More than any one person can consume. And so the technologies around and understanding that data, being able to process that data, and more importantly, being able to use that data have definitely been lagging. And what we've seen is traditionally the ability to do anything there has been squarely in the zone of big tech or large enterprises who have the ability to invest in those tools. But what we're seeing is, from the standpoint of as this data becomes larger and more complex, we're seeing the ability to carve out pieces of it into small usable chunks for people, and those tools are driving down to individuals. So those are kind of really the market forces that we're seeing impacting what's happening, and really kind of accelerating some of the trends we're going to be talking about.